Hello Aries, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I already shuffled, let's see what we got. Excuse me, oh my goodness, all of a sudden. Why did I do that then? No, they're saying leave it there. 4? Or are you telling me 4? Where's the 4th one? I feel like there's going to be a 4th one out there later, but we'll find out. I don't really want to do all these face down cards, but okay. There's a lot of face down cards in here as Aries, so. Alright, there's the 4th one. It finally drove me nuts enough to get me to throw it out there. There's a bunch of face down cards. Usually what face down cards are either secrets or you're not going to know it until it happens. I think we got a bit of both here. So you're coming into a situation, and you've got the Nine of Cups, which means you're kind of happy with it. But this isn't the center, so like everybody seems to be happy with what situation is, what's going on with the situation to start with. I'm getting on your side the Queen of Wands. It seems like you're pretty active in making this a good situation. Now, that's going to push into a face-down card, but I'm also seeing something else here. When the energy with everybody here is everything seems to be good, and you have a big hand in this and what's going well, I'm also getting whatever's going well here that you're helping with, other people are looking to walk out on. Now, I'm getting the unlikely as unlikely that other people are going to stay in the same mindset. Because I feel like for some of you, this is about people getting along. And I'm getting other people around the situation that don't have that same point of view as you do. Other people are maybe trying to walk out of the situation, but I think as we go forward, we'll find out if that's more the case or not. Excuse me. Now, the first thing you see that seems to change the situation is the other side here is seeming to like move on from the whole ball of wax. They're just trying to move on. They don't want any part of it. So whatever was going well before, some people are just like pulling themselves out of the situation and just not dealing with it. This seems to be the first indicator. You're seeing this flat out there. But I feel like that's where you start to have your own thoughts. Because you have this face down, you just want, at this point you're considering more of a peaceful resolution. Like, nobody needs to be upset. Everything can be fine. You know what I mean? They want to step out, then let them step out. You're not looking to cause any big issue about it. What's going on is, I feel like this is interesting because it's face down. So until it happens, but I feel like this is more behind the scenes. Like, you're having the peaceful resolution attitude. The other side seems to be pulling away. But I feel like you're learning a lot about each other, and the situation isn't stuck where it is. And I feel like this, especially being face down, you're not realizing that the situation is actually going to get better, is what they're telling me. I don't know, I don't feel so good about that, but we'll see how it goes. Because you got the Three of Pentacles with the situation will improve. I feel like you're learning how to navigate these people, whoever they are, pulling out. And you're finding a way to actually kind of move on without them. The situation is going to improve, though. That's face down. Like, these things are face down, so I don't feel like these are public. Like, the way you're working with these other people, you're just like, they want to step out, you're letting them step out. You're not looking to cause any big issue about it. You seem to be learning how to really deal with these other people successfully. And I feel like things might improve for you more down the line, more than this situation. See, this is interesting. This is also face down. You have the Page of Swords with the Lover's card. You seem to be happy and getting along with the people involved here. But I'm also getting like, I just get that you seem to be not wanting to cause any issue about it. I don't feel like you're like, that's right. I don't feel like you're looking at it like it's right. But I also feel like you're looking at it like, I don't really need to start anything about a situation that's not going to get better anyway. So why go about something that's not going to get better? So you're stepping back and you're letting it be what it is. I feel like you're learning how to navigate a certain person or a couple people more to your benefit. It's not about what's right at this point. It's about what's going to make it better for everybody else. Because I feel like you're looking at it like, this isn't really right, this isn't fair, but you're just like, if I go forward and do something or say something, it's just going to make it worse, and it's going to make me look worse. Like, you're just like, it's not going to make anything better. And it's one thing, if it's going to improve a situation, I don't feel like you have any problem going forward and saying something. But if it's not going to improve it, you're starting to question, like, do I even want to waste my breath? Or possibly make this work worse just to be right? Like, why bother? But I feel like you kind of want to, but the situation seems to be working out by just pulling back. And I'm getting like, you're watching the situation play out a little bit. Like, these people stepped out, but I feel like the fact that you're not saying anything, it seems to be making you look better. Which I feel like is a little bit, on the what? On the, like, alright. Now this is face down too. This is interesting. Communicate clearly is face down. I feel like you're very selective with who you're talking with about the situation. You're trying to make it a non-issue, but there's certain, you need to vent about it a little bit. So there's certain people you are talking about it with. You're just trying to keep it to a minimal few, and you're just trying to keep it squelched. Because you need to talk about it because it's bothering you. But you're very selective on who you're talking with. And I feel like you're finding out, like, around the way about what's going on the other side. And I'm seeing this forgiveness face down is in the sense of, like, it's like silent forgiveness. You're talking about this, you're very selective about who you're talking about it with, but you're finding out what's going on with the other side. And I feel like it's kind of like what I call silent forgiveness is like nobody's saying anything, nobody's addressing anybody face to face, but you're knowing what's going on. You're finding out from around the way what's actually happening behind the scenes, why this other side kind of pulled back. And it's giving you a different perspective about why they did that, and you're feeling better about it. And I feel like you're letting it go, but you're feeling like, you know what? It's okay that they moved back, that they backed out, because you're seeing what's actually going on in the situation on their side, even though they don't want you to know, but you're finding out about it through other means, and it's bringing you kind of some peace about the situation. Now, this is interesting, because the way this finally works out, I don't feel like you are getting along with these whoever it is any better than you normally would, but you're letting the situation go. And I feel like the other side is still kind of, they're holding how they feel about you, but they're keeping it to themselves. Like, this is face down. This one is face up. I feel like the two of you are kind of like, if it's the two of you anyway, if it's at least one other person, you're not really getting along any better than you normally would. I just feel like at this situation, you're letting it go. You're kind of, it's like silent forgiveness, like I said. There's nothing being said face to face, but you're like, you understand what's happening and you're letting it go. You're kind of feeling good that you didn't say anything, because I feel like it was starting to edge at you, like maybe you should say something. But I'm still getting going forward. The other side hasn't changed how they feel. That's face down. Like, you might not realize it, but they haven't changed how they feel. I feel like you don't feel any different either. The relationship between you and this other person, at least one other person, it seems to be the same. And I feel like as you're going in to the situation, you're the one who is actively trying to make the situation better. The other side seems to be pulling out, but down the road you're understanding why. And I feel like you're silent forgiveness. You're just like, it's fine. You're letting it go. Like, you understand from what you're learning. But I don't feel like opinions have changed on either side about how you view them or how they view you. And I feel like that's important to know going on from this, because I feel like you might be like, well, you're not seeing them have any negative response to you, and you're like, well, maybe I should try to get along a little better. And not that that's a bad thing. I mean, that can be fine, but I feel like it's the fact that they're very quiet, but they're not changing their opinion either. I feel like that might make you feel a little better, like just going on as business as usual or situation as usual, because I feel like this hasn't really changed anything. Um, which I don't know why that's important for you to know, but it seems like it is. Like, you're letting something go, you're getting along fairly well with this other person, you're letting it go because you're finding out after the fact of other things going on in this person's life. But I still feel that after this is all said and done, it's good for you to know that each side still feels the same way about the other. Like, nothing has changed here. It's just the situation went better than expected, and it's just a lot of it is just kind of like questioning if this. I feel like at the end of this, you're questioning if this is going to get better or not, because I feel like that's one of the reasons for the Five of Swords, because you're not realizing that this is actually happening with the Four of Pentacles. Like, the other side is still holding on to that same attitude, that same feeling. So you're wondering if you should maybe like relax a bit and just kind of give in a little bit more. But I'm getting here at the end, like, things, if you just realize that things are the same as they've been, I think that's going to change how you handle things. And you might just kind of like take it one moment at a time. Okay. I feel like that's all we got for this one. Alright, so I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading for me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.